Today's show is sponsored by ExpressVPN. My savvy fans secure their internet. Join them at expressvpn.com/watchchad. Hey, it's party time, Mom. Welcome to another episode of the Chad Prather Show. It's a Tuesday episode. Of course, yesterday was Memorial Day. God bless the men and women who have chosen to put on a uniform to serve and sacrifice and pay the ultimate sacrifice for our liberty and freedom. Our men and women in the armed forces, those of you in active duty, as well as our veterans, and those who gave everything to make America the greatest country in the nation. We honor them, and we're thankful for you. So God bless you guys. Hope everybody had a great weekend. We're going to get into some of the headlines as we usually do. I have some soapboxes that I want to jump on today, Natalie. There's some things I've been thinking about over the weekend. Some of the stuff I was going to do like in a truck rant, and then I said, no, let's just save it. Let's just save it for the podcast. Let's just save it for the show or whatever we're calling this thing now. I don't know. We're on who? What are we on? We're on Pluto? I almost said a bad word. We're on Pluto TV. Channel 250 is Blaze. You can catch us every night. And you, of course, can catch us on Blaze TV. Go to blazetv.com/Chad and sign up for a whole year. The Puppet Master Mark driving us into the nether regions here in Studio 22. Was it a good weekend for you?
Pretty good.
Yeah, it was a good weekend. It rained a lot.
Man, it rained
kind
a
of
lot,
dampens
dude.
things, no pun intended. But
that's like way too many words for Mark.
So, Candace, good weekend overall for you?
Yeah, relaxing.
Good. I'm glad you got to relax. It was a pure shitty weekend for me. It was in a lot of ways. Those who know me know, which none of you know me. So it was not a great weekend. A lot of crazy stuff going on, a lot of stressful things. But here we are, smiling through it, excited, single, looking for a one-bedroom apartment, all the kind of things that go into a great. I'm kidding. Don't look at me like that. Party foul. Do you even remember the weekend?
Nope.
I didn't think so.
It's
Steve was shutting them down.
It was.
Oh my gosh.
Had a great party with Aaron Copeland and Stoney LaRue.
Do y'all get stressed about coming in here sometimes?
Well, I am now.
Do you, Candace? Yeah.
I do. I think because I passed the exit today and I drove 13 miles before I realized, wait a minute.
He's still drunk. He's still drunk.
I'm supposed to get off here.
He's still drunk.
I slept 19 hours yesterday.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Good God almighty, dude. I didn't want to get out of the bed yesterday, which was like between the rain and my general depression and the fact that I didn't take my meds until late. I just wanted to just lay around all day. But somehow I managed to get 2 Brahms cheeseburgers and a pizza from, down. So there it is.
That helps the diet.
Well, there's no diet. I mean, there's a diet, but it's not like one of those weight loss diets.
Yeah.
I love it when people see the thing and they say, oh, Chad Prather's been eating good. I'm like, you're damn right. This is America, baby. We quarantined.
I did see that on one of your posts this week or something. People, somebody let you know how fluffy you were getting.
Yeah, I've gained weight, really? Man. Woo! I have gained it. I'll lose it, but whatever. Telling you what.
And then I went and looked at their pictures on their social media, and I'm like, what are you doing?
People in glass houses.
Pot, kettle, black.
Yeah.
I'll own it. I'll tell you. I've lost a couple of pounds. Not from doing anything, just by default happens.
Mm-hmm. That's what guys can do that.
Guys can do that. Mm-hmm. But I still need to lose about 12 more, 15, and I will one of these days. No, I told you, though, I started taking some medication a while back that just messes me up. And I've got to get tweaked and stuff like that. But in the meantime, I just own it because I've been eating.
You're a good-looking man regardless.
Thank you. That's what I was fishing for.
Yeah, you are. There's no BS there. I did see a picture that came up from 1 year ago to like yesterday as a memory, and you were at the gun range buying something. You did look a little different as from 1 year ago.
Yeah.
I saw that. I can't believe that. Well,
you waded right into that and didn't know how to get out of it, didn't you?
You're so sexy.
Okay, I got to go to this commercial break. But hey, we got some fun stuff to get into today. Boy, I'm going to call some folks out. If you're hoping to go to the range anytime soon to practice, good luck. It's kind of hard a lot of places. We're kind of fortunate here in Texas we have some things. But it doesn't matter. Between social distancing, leftist politicians that are closing the gun stores and treating the Second Amendment as non-essential, you got millions of Americans out there that don't have a place to safely practice their firearms. Well, thankfully, and I've fallen in love with it. iTarget Pro. It's one of the reasons I won't leave the couch, Natalie. Using their proprietary app and their laser bullet, iTarget Pro is going to allow you to safely practice with your actual firearm in the convenience, privacy, and safety of your home. Listen, anybody will tell you dry fire training is what you've got to do. It's going to develop the muscle memory with your firearm. It's going to help with target reaction, your speed, sight alignment, trigger function, a whole lot more. It's going to help you get to know your gun. iTarget comes in all the major calibers. It includes .223, 5.56. So you can sit out there with your AR-15 and shoot the wall, right? With the laser bullet, of course. So stay sharp with almost any firearm you own. Right now, get 10% off plus free shipping with the offer code CHAD when you buy iTarget today. Don't let circumstances dictate whether or not you're going to train. Take back control. iTarget Pro, that's the letter I, targetpro.com. Use offer code CHAD, itargetpro.com, offer code CHAD. Be right back. You know, I've never been one of those end-of-the-world conspiracy guys, and I don't think that any of this stuff going on right now with the coronavirus is end-of-the-world type stuff. Like, I don't think Jesus is about to rapture you out of here. Mm-hmm. Notice I said you, not us.
I know.
I don't think any of that's going down right now. I've always been of the type that said that, Christians tend to live with this escape policy. Mm-hmm. They try to go out of business constantly rather than do business. I think when adversity hits us in the world, we're supposed to, if you're a believer, if you're a person of faith, the thing to do is you take a warrior mindset and you fight against it, right? You do kingdom business, which is what people aren't doing. But I'm going to tell you something, Candace. It is kind of weird, man. You know, we had Clay Clark on the show last week, and that was very heavily watched, first of all. It was very heavily listened to, although many people on Spotify or on Apple Podcast, their audio podcast stopped at 27 minutes and 15 seconds as soon as I said the word Jeff Bezos, which is interesting. I don't know why, because yours worked, right, Candace? Mine worked, but I got literally 100 messages from people saying mine stopped.
Even I got one message
that it stopped.
That it stopped.
There were a lot of posts, a lot of stuff like that, and so I don't think there was a conspiracy there that was going on, but I mean, it was interesting. And first of all, I apologize for whatever snafu happened if you didn't get to hear the entire thing, which is another reason why you need to go over to our YouTube channel or watch us on Blaze TV or on Pluto. And we did hit 250,000 subscribers over the weekend on YouTube, which is not huge, but it's better than most, right?
I think that's great.
I've never been like a big YouTube guy, although people give me that reputation. I'm not. I've been a Facebook guy. But that's cool. We keep on growing. Boy, it took us forever to get that last 2,000. So thank you for those of you who subscribed. But isn't it interesting, as Clay was talking about, that the vanity trademark patent number is WH2020060606 for the so-called vaccine. And conspiracy Bible theorists are going crazy over this thing because, of course, they're looking at this as being the mark of the beast and I'll just give you what's true. I'm not going to speculate because for me, I'm not going to get into Bible interpretation on that. I'll leave that to you guys. In this case, not always, but in this case, I'll leave it to you guys. But it is kind of telling when you talk about having a small stamp with hypodermic hair-like needles that go on the skin, and it delivers the vaccine for the coronavirus, which is something, by the way, that 99.6% of the people recover from. They're going to create this mandatory so-called vaccine. Alan Dershowitz has come out and said it's mandatory. Our friend Josh Hammer, he came on and said, look, it is on News and Why It Matters the other day. He's an attorney. He's a legal geek. He's a law historian, and he said based on a 1905 ruling when the smallpox were happening, he said they can actually mandatory force you to have a vaccine. Although I don't compare coronavirus to the smallpox because smallpox, it was proven people were dying. People were really dying over that. Coronavirus, there is a select group of people who are dying from this thing. I was down in Austin over the weekend. And we went into a restaurant to eat, and a guy sitting at the table by himself behind me, I could hear him talking about coronavirus just going on, just talking to himself. Finally, I turned around, and I'm like, well, you're out in public. You're not wearing a mask. You're out here eating. And he goes, yeah, I've got 3 friends, 3 coworkers who have died from this thing. I said, tell me about them. He goes, well, 2 are in Spain, 1's in Italy. And I'm like, okay, there you go. I don't need to hear any more, dude. I don't need any more demographic information out of these people. But you're talking about putting a patch on, right? Do you know what the name of the enzyme is that makes that vaccine activate what they're talking about? You know what the name of the enzyme is? Luciferase.
No, shut up.
Luciferase.
No way.
Luciferase. That is a fact. Luciferase has been around for a long time. It's Luciferase. Luciferase. It's been around for a long time. But for that to be the activating enzyme in that vaccine, it starts to get real sketchy. And Clay Clark was talking about the cryptocurrency thing. Let me explain to you guys, if we weren't real clear, because I had to explain it to a couple of people over the weekend. This cryptocurrency, whether it's Bitcoin or whatever, that is a currency that doesn't have gold or silver behind it. It is a crypto. It is a cyber currency. All right? If I say you have the credits, you have the credits. You got the chits, right? It's like going into the world of Star Wars. That'll be 30, whatever credits, federal credits. I don't remember what the whole deal was, but they talked about how. So let's apply that to ourselves. Let's say that you earn those crypto credits based off of your activity. Okay, so you got up today, you came into work. You get crypto credits for doing that. There's a bonus. You did a little extra. You talked. You contributed to this whole thing. Then you went out to the market and you contributed there. So guess what? You kept the economy going. We'll give you more credits for that. Doesn't cost us anything. We just keep giving you credits based on your bodily activity. See what I'm saying? Okay. So now, if you take away the currency we have today, which is a cash system or a gold and silver backed bullion system, then what you do is in cryptocurrency is applied. Now there is Big Brother out there, and I'm using that term loosely, but there's Big Brother out there who is determining what you get paid in cryptocurrency based on your activity. So in other words, if you're going to lay around the house, you don't get cryptocurrency. Unless and if you're not willing, and now here's the thing, if you're not willing to go out and do stuff, you're not going to get cryptocurrency. Now, how would they know? Well, the way they know is by putting that vaccine in you that creates contact tracing. You need to research contact tracing, people. Contact tracing, which goes into your body, and guess what? Now the 5G towers that are out there communicate with your body. Oh, I said it, Candace. I said it. Now the 5G towers that the Chinese have built that are now on our cell signals, if you get on here right now, 75% of the time when I'm out and about, my phone says 5G now. Not LTE, not E, not 4G, not 3G, it's 5G. Okay? So the 5G towers now communicate with your body because you've now become a little cell tower yourself. And they can track everything you do. So they can control if you can buy, sell, or trade. Now imagine if they went out there and said, you know what? You don't have the vaccine. We can't trace you. Therefore, you don't get any cryptocurrency. You can't go to the grocery store. You can't buy clothing. You can't pay your mortgage. You can't pay your rent. You can't get your necessities. Forget toilet paper. You don't have the cryptocurrency in which to do trade. You know why? Because you didn't get the vaccine. We can't track you. We don't know if you're actually out there doing the stuff anymore. We don't know if you're working. How can we pay you if we don't know if you're working? So you got to go out there and get that stamp. That Luciferase 060606 stamp that was created by Bill Gates, who was not an elected official, who is not a doctor, who is not a scientist, who's a computer geek that couldn't even keep viruses off of his own damn machines. Here's a guy who's creating this vaccine, and if they make it mandatory, which again, Alan Dershowitz says constitutionally they can make it mandatory, can they? This is America, folks. Mm-hmm. And then they're going to institute body activity with cryptocurrency. It starts to get real, real scary here.
It's creepy.
And I'm open for anybody to correct me where I'm wrong on this, because I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong.
Right.
But it lines up in too much of a weird way. What were you going to say?
I was just going to say, I bet Candace will back me up. But a couple of weeks ago, I talked about this, and I even brought up the scripture, and I talked about Revelation, and y'all blew me off.
That is true.
Thank you.
That is true.
I did. I brought this up, and you're like, you're talking about the mark of the beast. And I said, well, it talked about, I know barcodes is not the word in there, but we found it, talked about being marked.
Yeah.
In Revelation, but it also says no one knows the time, the hour.
Okay, so that's why I said, let me go back to what I prefaced everything I just said with, is that a mark of the beast? Yeah, it could be a mark of the beast.
Right.
But I think we've experienced lots of marks of the beast.
Absolutely, I agree with that.
Throughout 2,000 years of Bible history now, or New Testament history. We've experienced many antichrists.
But
Hitler was an antichrist.
But
Mao Zedong was an antichrist, right? But this starts to get little...
A code on you. I'm like,
yeah.
I mean, I just remember as a child even learning that you hear, they liken it to a barcode, and you saying this, and then luciferase is the enzyme
that activates the vaccine.
No spank you.
That's why I still look at this whole thing, because there are literally hundreds of millions of people out there who are going to say, no, we'll die first, right?
Okay.
That's a hill I'll die on. But wasn't this an interesting beta test?
Yes.
As an example, to see how we would react in that scenario. That's where it starts to get scary.
And if they start giving you cryptocurrency for staying at home during a quarantine, people will stay. They can control the population.
There's control.
Well, and what have people said? What have people said about this whole stimulus thing, whether it's PPP or people getting personal help from the government, your $1,200 check or debit card or whatever it is you got? And people are going, no, I'm sending mine back. We don't need to be spending our tax money. What if they say, whoa, okay, here's the thing. We won't send you cash money. We'll send you cryptocurrency. Mm-hmm. And how many places out there on the internet are now accepting cryptocurrency? There's a lot. There's a lot. And those cryptocurrencies markets, if you go in there and look, there's all these different ones. And I'll admit, a few years ago, I bought into some of it just because I wanted to see what it would do. I was curious. I took $500 and I bought into certain markets of the cryptocurrency that was out there, not necessarily Bitcoin, but some of their little underling markets that are there, just to see, because I wanted to learn about this thing. I didn't understand it. I don't understand a currency that doesn't have anything to back it. Mm-hmm. But what if they could turn around and say, well, hey, we're not spending gold here. We're not printing cash. We're just giving you credits. You can use these credits. Man, they start to control you real quick. And you know what we do? We say, okay, well, as long as it's not coming out of our tax money, that's fine. Yeah, we'll take all of that you can give us. Because that's not real money.
It's not real.
That's monopoly money. Yeah? I mean, it's not even in your hand. You can't even touch it. Can't even touch it. That's why me and my buddies at GMR Gold, man, it doesn't sound like a big, long commercial, but it's true. I love when their package shows up at my house, and they're not a sponsor or anything else. They're just friends. Mm-hmm. Use Watch Chad promo code. I'm kidding.
But not really.
But no, it's scary stuff. It really is scary stuff when you start getting into this. And everything I said could be false. And people could say, and there's more, I could say a whole lot more. Because when you start talking about 5G towers and now you're a little cell tower.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that old Stephen King book, Cell. It was a great book where everybody was on their cell phone at a certain time when this magnetic pulse or something goes off, and everybody that was on their phone at that point in time became a zombie. They were mind-controlled zombies, and if you weren't on your phone, then you stayed normal. But it was just during that one pulse. And this kind of reminds me of that. Like now you become a little transmitter yourself. See, what if they could say you'll never be out of cell range? Ever.
I was going to say, if cell phone service gets better, I might be for it.
I know.
Man, my brain's really putting out the power here. Right? So now you got this stuff going on. Anyway, that freaks me out. But everything I just said is so freaking possible. So freaking possible. Don't even get me into time travel.
You'll be standing beside your tall friends trying to get a better signal.
Yeah.
Short friends, you're out. Sorry.
I was having that conversation. Listen, I've been doing some studying, man. I've been getting out there. When I start really digging into stuff, it gets dangerous. Because I get out there and I start connecting the dots. And I'm telling you, I will figure out how this whole thing is connected to Jeffrey Epstein. Y'all stay tuned for that. We will figure it out because I promise you there's a connection. Hey, when your life's in chaos, your home, your safe haven, your most valuable asset, imagine losing your home to an online scammer. In an instant, no place to live. Your home, gone. Your security, your nest egg, it's gone. It isn't yours anymore. It's called home title theft. FBI calls it one of the fastest growing crimes in America today. That's why I want to urge you. Get home title lock. Right now, you need it. The title to your home is online where thieves can find it, forge your signature, get a quick claim deed. Now it appears you sold your home. Then they're going to borrow against your home and its equity and leave you with the payments. There's no bank that will cover you. There's no mortgage company, no insurance that's out there. Home title lock's the only way to go. The only way to avoid the nightmare is with them. Go to HometitleLock.com today. Register your address. They'll tell you if you're already a victim. You can use code CHAD for 30 free days of protection to help you through this crisis. That's code CHAD. But today I want you to do me a favor and go to HometitleLock.com. We'll be right back. Ilhan Omar, our favorite congresswoman from Minnesota.
Is she still in office?
Yeah.
Okay.
She believes Tara Reade's sex assault claims against Joe Biden, but she says she's still going to vote for Joe Biden.
Okay.
Yeah, she said, I do believe, Reade, justice can be delayed, but should never be denied. If they believe Tara Reade, they probably shouldn't vote for me, is what Joe Biden said. He said, I wouldn't vote for me if I believed Tara Reade. Oh, boy, howdy. But Ilhan said, believing survivors is consistent with my values. Yes, I endorsed against Biden. I didn't pick him as a nominee. I will vote for him and help him defeat Trump. So I didn't pick him as a nominee, but I'm going to vote for him now. Mm-hmm. See, the reason Ilhan Omar can say she believes Tara Reade and then vote for the guy that assaulted Tara Reade is because Ilhan Omar comes from a culture where they start sexually molesting women when they're children. So for her, that's normal. Like, that's no big deal. That's me being mean, but that's also a damn fact, right? This is a woman who married her brother, folks. This is a person who, when it comes to sexual morals, doesn't have a whole lot of them. She was cheating on her husband. That's the guy she's married to now. She was cheating on her husband with him, and he even caught him in the act. So this whole sexual allegation thing, of course, it's not going to register on her moral compass. Am I right or am I right? Okay, nobody wants to chime in on that, I see. It's true,
she's just going off. I'm sure she's saying, well, Trump's worse. I mean, if we have to pick, I mean, Trump, I'm sure that's where her...
And for the trolls out there that want to say, I can't believe y'all want to support a guy who says he's going to grab a woman by the... No, he didn't say he's going to.
Say that.
He said they let you.
Right.
Okay, I'm so tired of that conversation.
And then maybe he did.
I'm sure he did. I'm sure he did. Of course he did.
At least once.
He's a billionaire playboy.
But
of course he
still
did.
Didn't say
and
that.
they let him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so all this, and then all of a sudden, blah, blah, blah. Just like Joe Biden talking about, hey, look, man, I was in their personal space. I shouldn't have been in the personal space, right? I didn't know I was in the personal space. I didn't know it was a big thing to be in the personal space. Go watch his interview on The View. He talks all about it.
Look,
I'm sorry I was in the personal space. You know,
I bet he sniffed all their hair.
I mean, we know, Joe, you've been in their personal space. We got the video evidence of it. You know, we got all the video evidence of it. So if anybody wants to throw out the video evidence of Donald Trump grabbing him by the pee, then let's see that, right? I mean, and again, I said it over and over and over again. I just think that's Joe Biden. I just think that's how he is. I think he's touchy-feely. I think that's how he is.
Look at the reaction of the women and the girls in those videos.
They don't want that.
They're all like,
it's cringe.
They're creeped out.
Well, I mean, who walks up to somebody and just grabs them by the face?
You would think the first time that happens, that someone would say, hey, Joe, that ain't cool to do that. And then he would see the video of it and go, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't do that.
But you're right, Steve. And that brings up a very good point. And I'm glad you said that, because you would think that at any given time, people would say to Joe, stop touching people, stop sniffing people, stop saying stupid shit, Joe. But you know what? He can't stop.
Nope.
Because it's who he is, right? Look, man, if you got to make a choice over voting for Trump or voting for me, then you ain't black. You know that statement? Like, I got that I was just being, smart, or what was he saying? I was just being a wise guy. No, you weren't. No, you weren't. Because one, you're not wise, Joe. You're not wise. Maybe once upon a time Joe was, but he's not anymore, okay? I mean, this guy's in the early throes of dementia. I feel sorry for the man because he has been thrust out there, and it is going to be elder abuse if he makes it to the debate stage.
He has a history of saying things like that for 30 years, maybe longer.
They're going to put y'all in chains, man. Okay, Joe. At some point in time, you'd say, shut up, bro. Let's don't even touch the race issue because, one, you go into this mode where you think you are black. And you can't just say anything you want to say, right? You know, they just, you hop in my lap, man. They like to rub the hairs down, the hairs, they get golden blonde in the sun. They just rub them down and watch them pop back up. Like, Joe, shut up. Mm-hmm. Joe, shut up. But he can't. He can't. And so when Joe starts saying these things, I mean, it's all of us have said inappropriate things. But they're gonna sit there and you're gonna say, man, if you don't vote for me and you vote for Donald Trump, you ain't black. Boy, the more I thought about that statement, the more it really started to irritate me of this mindset of we control you. If you're not for us, then you aren't what you've always identified as. Mm-hmm. You've been fooling yourself your entire life because we control you. We determine your identity. Mm-hmm. That's strong stuff. You could take blacks, you could take gays, you could take Christians, you could take Jews, you could take anybody and put them in that category. That is a very definite mindset. And screw Charlemagne the God. Who cares what that guy, who made him king of the black people? You know, I mean, at what point in time did they coronate him king of the black people and get to determine where the black vote goes? Mm-hmm. Give me a break. Think for yourself. I don't care who you are. I don't care what color your skin is. I don't care what community you came out of. Think for yourself. Okay, there's that. Chinese social media, they claimed that there was an account that claimed the U.S. Was turning their dead bodies into hamburgers.
Okay.
Which is better than burning them in the street, Steve.
Yeah. We call it the Dahmer Burger.
What are you having? A little head meat, little sauce.
Little Dahmer.
The Dahmer Burger. Hey, I'll have the Dahmer with cheese.
Yeah.
Can you add jalapenos to that?
Supersized.
Yeah.
After quarantine, they're all supersized.
Supersized. That guy sitting on the edge of the bed. Anyway, took you a minute.
It took me a second. I'm there and I see him.
Anyway, they shut that down. I don't care about that.
Oh, God.
Let's get to another before we get out of here. Donald Trump said that he could move if North Carolina doesn't decide to open up. That he said we might move the national convention out of Charlotte. He says he wants to do it in North Carolina. Of course, he's got to say he wants to do it in North Carolina. He's the president of the United States. I love North Carolina.
But it's got to be done somewhere that's open for business.
Yeah.
Yeah. It does. And what he said was it's got to be normal. Can't go in there and do it all crazy. It's got to be normal.
Amen.
And that's nothing against the governor. If he thinks his state needs to stay closed and keep it closed, we'll move.
Yeah.
Move it. I don't have an issue with that.
They talked to me about speaking at the national convention.
Really?
Yeah. We'll see if that gets confirmed. I don't have any hopes for it. We'll see. Anyway, I just thought I'd throw that out there because I like to put the vibes out, right, Steve?
Yeah.
You got to put the vibes out there. If you don't put them out, nobody else will.
Yeah. I had a dream about that the other day. Steve we were like in a bathroom at the Waffle House or something, which is weird because the bathroom in the Waffle House only has one toilet. And you were like, we were talking about something. You're like, you got to put it out there. Say it. I want to hear you say it. Put it out there. Put it out there. I don't remember what we were talking about.
That sounds a little.
While in the
In the
single
bathroom,
stall.
and Steve was like, pull it out. Pull it out. Put it out there. I want to see it. I want you to say it. I mean, yeah.
It's a good dream, Chad.
It's a real dream, though. Anyway, did you hear what you can do if you're a billionaire or a celebrity? They let you. Anyway.
They will hit you.
Yeah. So Steve was doing that to me at the Waffle House. I don't know. We'll see. Like, I love the state of North Carolina. I do. I always said I was going to retire one day in North Carolina.
I love North Carolina.
Love Charlotte. Love Raleigh. Love Winston-Salem. Asheville's a beautiful place, albeit getting ruined by, you know who you are. Gorgeous state. Mm-hmm. But, man, bad government. Every time, bad government. And did you see the study that came out, Candace, that says that the places with the most cases of reported coronavirus are Democrat-led places?
I did see that. I thought that was pretty interesting of a correlation.
Very, very interesting. I won't even begin to speculate what that means.
They better get that Luciferus over there.
I do in my brain. Start to speculate what that means. It's a little weird. It's a little weird. I want to talk about. I want to give a thought when we come back. I want to give another thought. Something I've been thinking about over the weekend on this coronavirus thing. It's going to make some of you happy. It's going to piss some of you off. But that's the way this thing goes, right? It's one way or another. Hey, if you're running a business, we're talking to somebody down at the state capitol in Austin this weekend about this and about Bambi. Because let me tell you something, HR issues can kill you. Wrongful termination suits, minimum wage requirements, labor regulations, HR manager salaries, they're not cheap. Average of $70,000 a year. Bambi, spelled B-A-M-B-E-E. Every time I talk to somebody now about Bambi, I always spell it. B-A-M-B-E-E. Created specifically for small businesses, you can get a dedicated HR manager. You can craft HR policy, maintain your compliance, all for just $99 a month with Bambi. Look, that's a great deal. So change your HR from your biggest liability to your biggest strength. Your dedicated HR manager is available by phone, email, or real-time chat. From onboarding to firing people, terminations. They customize your policies to fit your business and help you manage your employees day-to-day, all for just $99 a month. You can do it month to month. You can cancel anytime. There's no hidden fees. Look, you did not start your business because you wanted to spend time on HR compliance, so let Bambi help you. Get your free HR audit today. Go to Bambi.com/Chad now to schedule your free HR audit. That's Bambi, BAMBEE.com/Chad. That's CHAD. Go it today. Bambi.com/Chad. Be right back. Reopen America. Reopen America. That's what I want you to do. I want you to reopen America. The numbers don't lie. People have lost their lives. We know that. We've been right here on this show. We've talked about a very real, very infectious virus, but we've also talked about the people it's affecting. If you're scared, if you are at risk, if you have an issue of comorbidity or a compromised immune system, then you are responsible to quarantine yourself. It's not my responsibility that you have COPD or that you have chemotherapy or any other thing, or some autoimmune disease. Look, I've got it in my own family. I have my own issues health-wise. I'm on my own list of medications. We all are. That's what happens. It's called human life. But you can't shut down an economy. I've talked to friends, especially friends in the entertainment business. My buddy Steve Trevino, who is one of America's greatest comedians right now, he posted on social media just this morning. He said, I've lost more friends to suicide than coronavirus. It's a real thing, especially the folks in the entertainment business. Now, Steve, you and I, we've had a little rough, but you know what? We've had other aspects of business that you're not going to go hungry at the end of the day. I know I'm not going to go hungry at the end of the day. We've been able to run some business even though we're off the road because I was smart enough to build business in other places. And I have to thank the people who watch and support because God bless you, you've made sure Steve stays fed in some cases.
Thank you.
But we wait till he's real hungry before we pay him. That's a fact. But now, I will say that there's a lot of folks out there, whether they're musicians, comedians, I don't care what they do, if they make their living out there with an audience, they're not making anything. And are they essential? No, but yes. I mean, we need togetherness. And I've said this, nobody brings you together more than entertainers. If you go to the bar, you go to the live music venue, it sucks if you don't have live music, right? We need each other. We are a people built on community. We need community. And if you're an extrovert like me, an extrovert like Steve, an extrovert like you, it helps.
Right.
We don't like being alone. Mark's okay with it. We don't like it. We don't like it. We like being around people. And I'm going to choose to do it one way or another. So I'm just saying, in a wise way, open America back up. I was down in Austin, like I said, and Austin is the California of Texas, okay? Stayed right downtown for a few days in Austin. The only people out there are the homeless people. They're all wearing a mask, which is weird. They hadn't bathed in a month, but they're wearing a mask. And I'm sitting there going, you guys are creeping me out. Like it's zombie land down here. Y'all are really freaking me out. And then there's stores you can't go in unless you're wearing a mask and things like that. And I'm like, okay, people have been stupid forever. We can count out the history of stupidity that's out there. People are going to do stupid things. Did you see the video of the lady who was in the grocery store shopping and she didn't have a mask on, and all these people, and I think it was New York, they just start shrieking and going crazy?
Yes, I saw that.
Over her. And I'm like, do you know, I would, oh my God.
They tried to kick her out.
Yeah, I mean, she had to leave. They shamed her out of the place. And I'm like, okay, look, if your masks work, then your masks work. Oh no, but the mask is not for me. It's for me. I need to keep your shit from getting into my shit. Okay. My God in heaven.
That's why I open carry in a grocery store.
Yeah. Well,
they don't say nothing about me not wearing a mask.
I mean, it's like, okay, well, hey, you're not wearing a mask. Well, based on the legal code, it's a federal offense for me to carry a firearm and be masked. What? Ain't that the truth? So I want to do a video, actually, of wearing a ski mask, trying to get on a plane.
Yeah.
Because I got to fly next week for the first time in months.
Really?
I got to fly. Mm-hmm. I got a meeting in Nashville I got to go to. And they make you wear a mask. Mm-hmm. So I'll do it. Mm-hmm. Got to do it. I had a guy on Twitter the other day, Steve, who was trying to, it's Kevin Wade came to our response. Got to love K-Dub.
Yep.
Kevin's so dang smart. And people, listen, those of you in the Fact Pack who are watching this, and I know K-Dub's watching it right now and listening in, don't ever underestimate Kevin Wade. That dude is smart, and practical smart. I mean, full of wisdom. And so this guy was trying to tell me, I was like, look, unmask yourselves. You know, well, you go to the airport and you're going to deal with, I'm like, it doesn't require people to talk to me when I go to the airport. Mm-hmm. They might talk to me, but it doesn't require that. I know how to get through the airport and get to my gate, get on a plane without having a conversation with anybody.
Correct.
I don't have to. And he's like, okay, man, well, you just hadn't been through the airport, bud. And I'm like, bro, yeah, 200,000 miles a year I hadn't been through the airport. And then he's going to bark back at Kevin Wade, who's a dadgum international captain.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, gotta love K-Dub. He's attacked by his own family members daily.
I know.
Over his political, common sense political views.
He posted the Joe Biden meme of the guy who is, you know, occasionally you'll see people of color whose skin is splotchy in places, mm-hmm. right? You know, sometimes it's like, I don't know what that condition is called. I know there's a name for it.
Alopecia.
No, vitiligo.
Vitiligo?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're dark and then you're light and stuff mm-hmm. like that. And he posted a meme of somebody who didn't vote for Joe Biden. He voted for Trump, and now he was becoming, I've seen a ton of these memes, and now he's becoming white, right? He's in the process of it. So this lady was on there, probably a friend of Kevin's, and no disrespect is intended by me saying this, but she said, I don't get it. And I responded and said, well, it's in reference to Joe's statement. And she said, it's so funny what people feel the need to tell you. She said, okay, I saw that statement and that was sad. She said, I watch your stuff, referring to me. She goes, I don't agree with you. I don't always agree with you, but I appreciate you. You know, hang in there, bud. Love you, bud, or whatever. And I'm clicked like and thank you. But it's so funny. It's like, I know you don't always agree with me. I don't always agree with me. Mm-hmm. Like everything I said in the first segment about the luciferase, I don't know if I agree with me. It's okay.
Still working it out.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm sorting this stuff out, but I just have to say it.
I think it's okay to watch other perspectives and at least have
you
an
and
appreciation.
I do. You listen to Urban View. I listen to Progress.
Yeah, I'm a Laura Coates fan. It's like, I don't agree with everything she says, but
see, people feel the need to say that. I don't agree with everything Megyn Kelly says.
I don't agree with everything you say.
I don't agree with most of the stuff Sean Hannity says. No, I don't.
It's
I don't know what I say that's so disagreeable. I don't know. I'm not opinionated at all.
I know. You're
Jeez.
Switzerland.
There were some boys that let a black widow bite them in hopes of turning into Spider-Man.
Yes.
They didn't. So
they didn't.
Okay. I can remember.
Oh, okay.
I can remember when Jordan was like 5 years old, and she says, "I hope I get struck by lightning so I can become the Flash." It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, and I've seen your daughter. She is not fast.
Yeah,
she's TikTok has slowed her right down.
Yep, it has. She just sits in her room and laughs.
Same with my crew. Oh my gosh. Well, that's fun. And then I want to talk about this because I don't know this whole story, so I'm going to read through it because I want us to learn it together, okay? Because I've heard a little bit about this, and this was Governor Nitwitmer, as I'm calling her now, Gretchen Nitwitmer, of Michigan, and which strictest regulations in the country. Mm-hmm. And so people are she's just been a little tyrant, man. And so 3 days later, a marina owner wrote on Facebook that the governor's husband, Mark Mallory, See, these ladies never have the same last name as their husband.
Yeah.
That ought to tell you something. Bobbed hair, bossy wives, and women preachers.
Power to the woman. I want my own last name.
Send your hate mail to Steve at watchchad.com.
Yeah.
Mark Mallory, her husband, had asked its workers to get their nearby boat in the water before Memorial Day, the Detroit News said Monday. So the vacation property that the governor and her husband own is about 25 miles from Traverse City. The news said the couple's main residence is in Lansing. So you remember she was shutting people off from going to their lake cabins, right?
Yeah.
So this morning I was working out. I'm sorry. That was my, that's what I would be doing. When the office called me, there was a gentleman on hold who wanted his boat in the water before the weekend. This was North Shore Dock LLC owner Tad Dowker. He wrote Thursday on Facebook. He said, being Memorial Weekend and the fact that we started working 3 weeks late means there's no chance this is going to happen. Well, our office personnel had explained this to the man. He replied, I am the husband of the governor. Will this make a difference?
Oh.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yes, it will. We won't get your boat in the water till next year.
Well, here we are talking about it on the Chad Prather Show.
Wow.
He said couldn't accommodate him. In the Army, we have a tradition that the leaders get in line for chow, last behind everyone else in the unit. Here's the leader of our state. Her family's trying to cut people in line. Yeah. So that happened, man. Gotta be careful. See, we laugh about stuff like that, but don't forget Fidel Castro and Chairman Mao and the Kim family, all of these little dictators that are out there that we've known historically and globally, they were all billionaires. Even though their people were starving to death, Maduro and all these guys in Venezuela, billionaires, while everybody else is starving to death. You know why? Because dictators always cut in line. We'll be right back. BlazeTV.com/Chad. Sign up, get your annual subscription, all kind of good stuff on there. Also go to watchchad.com where all the fun things are. And a lot of people send us messages wanting to know where we were yesterday. It's Memorial Day. Memorial Day.
Hey, you talked
Candace
about
likes having a day off.
You talked about opening up our country. We had a big old party at Texas Gun Experience. Yeah, they did a cars and coffee, and it was packed.
I got it took a year to the day for me to get my federal stamp back for the suppressor.
Yes.
I won't name what suppressor or which firearm it goes on. A year to the day, y'all's business called and said, hey, we were sitting here waiting on you.
I remember you waiting for that
Yeah,
patiently.
I'm still waiting on a couple more.
Yeah.
But that was, the first one came back. So anyway, y'all had your little cars and coffee and had a fun time. I need to get over there and shoot.
I know.
Shoot some video.
Said you were going to do that.
Even, golly. I got a rifle that I need. My 45-70. I need to sight that thing in. And yeah, boy.
I need to go over there and shoot too. I've got a trigger review I need to do.
Hello.
I've got to do the same trigger review.
Yeah.
It's a Folds of Honor trigger review. Yeah.
Want to do that?
Boy, all this stuff coming at us. Free stuff. And they're not giving us the trigger, but are they? I love it when Steve's like, oh, yeah, they are. They just not getting this one back. Oh, man.
Let's do that tomorrow.
Just remember, folks, Amazon, they're the ones who paid for this virus, and they're the ones making all the money. Yeah. We're going to talk about that later on this week. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, the Chad Prather Show. Go subscribe everywhere you can. Leave us a good review. We love y'all. God bless. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.